Deephaven community team back again with June week 2, or week 1 rather, with another community update. So first we've got Jake. He's going to show us some SAS dashboards. So Jake, take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So I spent a little bit of time this week, just thinking about, how could I create a SaaS dashboard using Deephaven? So spent a little time thinking about it, and I came up with a pretty straightforward but very repeatable formula. And there's just 3 steps to it. And step 1 is simply just collect the raw data. So for this example, I'm going to be using Stripe's API. And all I'm doing right here is I'm just collecting a raw list of credit card charges that I've made. And just in case anybody is panicking by seeing an API key, this is Stripe's public test API key that anybody can use. So run this code and you get a table that just looks like this. And every entry just has just a Python object in it with some meta information about the charges. So that's step 1, just simply collect the data. This would be any type of table that you're working with. It could be historical static data, it could be real-time data, doesn't really matter. Then step 2 is you say, okay, I want to transform this data into something that is usable. So for this example, I'm going to be plotting credit card charges over time. So if I look in here, you can see that there is this created attribute, which is a timestamp. And then there is an amount that is probably just a dollar amount. So once I've decided what data I want to use, simply write a couple helper functions, and then I call an update on my table. And now you can see that I have 2 new columns for my date time and the amount of the charge. So once I have those columns, all I need to do is just decide, hey, I'm going to now create a plot with this. For this example, I want to just create an XY plot. My x-axis is going to be the date time, and the y is going to be the amount. And now you can see that I have a nice chart showing the credit card charges over time. So that's the end of this demo. It's very simple, straightforward, but this can be applied to any sort of SaaS application that you're working with. So,
All right. Wicked. All right, next up we've got Devin. He's going to show us spinning up secure Deephaven environment on the fly. So take it away, Devin.
Hey everybody. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right. Hopefully everybody can see this.
Yep.
First off, I have recently become a fanboy of Fly.io, and this is the infrastructure I'm going to be using to demonstrate Deephaven. If you haven't heard of Flyio.io, I suggest you go to check. They've got some really interesting blog articles, and they claim to make it really, really easy to deploy your application to the cloud in a fast manner. So that's a little bit of what I worked on this week, and I'm going to show you how I made that happen. So what I've got right here is I've got a Docker file and a Fly specification here, Fly TOML file. This is basically our normal server image, except I'm using Jetty and a small gRPC web patch, and I'm calling it this. And so basically you just say, I want to extend from this image, and this is my configuration. I've written a little helper script here, and hopefully it goes fast. Oops, I do not have Flyio installed here, so let's go do that real quick. Let's go try it for free.
Get my full steps.
Yeah. I think I forgot how to copy and paste into the command line here too. So this is not recommended for actual secure applications, but we're going to go ahead and just do it right here. And then I do need to export this real quick. Sorry about this. Let's see if I can figure out how to paste. I can copy it, then I can paste it. Nope, all right. This is why you usually should do demos beforehand. but we are doing this, as they say, on the fly.
Yeah, this is all in. Okay, cool.
So I
If
can't
they don't
copy
make
and paste here.
blog posts all the
Okay.
time, I'm very
So
disappointed.
let's try that. So let's try the script again. There we go. It is spinning up. It is building this actually remotely. You can do it locally or remotely. I'll talk about this configuration a little quickly. So I talked about this a little bit, what it is. We're starting up with an environment. We're calling the name DHABC. ABC is taken from my username. We're saying that our internal port is 10,000 and it's a TCP as opposed to a UDP protocol. We're giving ourselves a bit of time, grace period to start up. And what we want to expose is a secure socket on port 443, and we want to make sure that we have Alpine enabled. Maybe?
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like it's deploying now, creating the release. It did a remote Docker build here, and it's pushing to a private repository that we got right here. And now I think we're on our 30-second countdown here, so hopefully it will complete within that time. There we go. Looks like the health check is started, and it looks like we need a little bit more time to start up. Hopefully it'll kick over here and then give us our instance. Give it a few more seconds. Hey, there we go. Health check is passing. Hopefully we'll get a URL to it now. Oh man, I think I accidentally deployed it twice. Oh god.
Well, this is testing out one of those edge cases.
I think it's because I controlled C it and just ran again and something weird happened. Okay, this failure is expected because I'm in my browser, but it's saying I got a URL, so I'll just manually open this. And what we can see is we've got a secure environment open up to our code that we just wanted. So we can go ahead and go hi. We can show that we are in a Fly runtime environment. We can go ahead and say Fly presents this environment variable called Fly app name. What we can do is we can go ahead and show you that we are in this environment. Hey, there we go. And what I also wanted to show is, all right, so what if we wanted to do this and we wanted to redeploy? Let's see how fast we can redeploy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an application mode. I've actually already got this code here. So what I've got is a function defined here that pulls some of the Fly information and puts it into a table. And I've got an application right here. To go ahead and enable the application, what I have to do is I have to go ahead and copy the app over to a folder. And I have to tell startup about the application location. So what we do here is we go -d, Deephaven, application dir, +-d. Go ahead and save these files. I don't know if they're auto-saved or not. Save. And what we can go is we can go ahead and run a deploy script. So it is doing a remote build. The build's done. It's pushing it. And then it should be deploying it. And if all it goes correctly, what we'll have at the end of the day is a Fly info table up in application mode. So I'm hoping that something like this is potentially useful for our own internal purposes with DevRel, and potentially for community members who just want a really easy way to deploy something with SSL. And usually it takes about 30 seconds.
All right.
We'll go ahead and jump over to the app here. In a second, once the health check passes. Usually what it does is it'll keep your original application up until the new one is validated as healthy. Let's go over to the app. Looks like our original server has gone down. Let's go ahead and see if our new one is up. If we go to our panel, oh, it looks like we've got our Fly info here. And so there is the information about this server. So it looks like maybe the terminal was a little bit behind and we've already had our application deployed. So that is hopefully a quick way where you can take some minimal configuration and get a secure TLS server up and running with an application mode.
All right, wicked. Oh, there you go. Finally got a notification.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we've got for this week, guys, and we'll see you next week for another Deephaven community demo. Bye.